Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. Good afternoon, Queenie.
Good afternoon, Doc. How's your Monday going so far?
It's been busy. I've been digging in the dirt. How about you?
Well, I haven't been digging in the dirt, but I've been all across the globe already and had a great time. We had several new people on our worldwidechamber.com posting party. That was a blast. Our mentor meeting for the Happy Neighborhood Project was awesome. And so now I get to be with all of our friends in the Doc and Queenie community. So I don't see how Monday can get much better, except we get to have more meetings this afternoon. So I'm loving that. Kansas City's gorgeous today, by the way.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is. There's a light breeze. It was in the 70s, at least when I started digging in the dirt at about 8:30 this morning.
What is
Yes,
your current project, by the way?
I am doing a greenhouse. We are building a greenhouse. So right now, I am clearing the area for the greenhouse.
I love that that you do.
Yeah, it's been difficult because there's a lot. Well, I had six. I was thinking about that. I had six garden beds that we had to tear out, and they were old anyways. It was time, but I made the silly mistake of letting everything just go. So pull weeds, tear out the boxes, and now I basically water the pile of dirt in order to because we have a lot of clay in this area. Once I get down past about 9 inches of good garden soil, then I hit the clay. So, and we need to dig down several inches in order to put down the base plate for the greenhouse. So, yeah. We're freezing here. It's only 85. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that does sound super freezing. We'll send you some sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is so awesome. That's another advantage of being part of global networks with several of the groups that I'm in. You get to hear everything. Australia is literally on the calls in sweatshirts. UK is in jackets, and everybody's just got a different DNA. It's really cool to see that. And then Trinidad and Tobago are always saying, "Are you kidding? It's the Caribbean. It's gorgeous here." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So it really is fun to see everybody's different ideas. Yeah, we love Dr. Laura Christine's gardening tips too, my friend.
Whoever you are, Facebook user,
Yeah, let me look.
are you
What
going to cheat?
what is the next step after you actually do the digging of your base foundation thing? What do you do after that?
And I'm going to throw the shovels across the. The next step is to, well, after we dig down and level everything, then the next step is to put down the foundation, and that's the cinder blocks. They weigh 32 pounds each, and they are 8 inches. Let's see, I'm trying to think. 16 inches long, and they're 8 inches deep.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing. And just so you know, I snooped, and it's Dr. Laura Emma Lou did the Dr. Laura gardening tips, and the 85 and freezing in Las Vegas is Lisa.
Lisa, hey
So
Lisa,
Lisa
hey
Fredericks is in
Emily,
the house and Emma Lou Penrod. So we love having you girls with us
our
today.
buddies,
It's great. Yeah.
our Vegas buddies. So, yeah.
Well,
So
and 32 pounds, honestly, for one of those block things. And then to have how many of those? I'm sure you've got that all strategically.
35.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine what that would be like. And the fact that you do this is amazing to me. I know you've got some brawn in your family, but OMG, sister.
Well, they usually say to me, I'm small but mighty, and
Yeah.
it's mighty is trying to keep up with the small. But
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that the truth? I can imagine. Yeah.
so
That's amazing. Well, I love that so
yeah,
much. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
How many hours a day do you work out, Dr. Laura? And I'm sure the answer is, are you kidding? How could I possibly work out with this
I
kind
don't
of
have
thing?
time to work out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm guessing that that is Karen Higgins
That
because she
is
always
Karen Higgins indeed. She loves the high noon thing for real. And Emma Lou's happy that you're getting your strength training in. So yeah.
so so yeah. So you've been around the world. I've been digging in the dirt. I wonder what everybody else is doing. Anything fun and exciting? Anybody?
Oh, Absolutely. Girls, don't hesitate to share on our page, and definitely under this video if you watch on the recording on our Doc and Queenie group page, because this is the interaction piece I love so much. So many people have said, I usually say when we do posting parties and things for other groups, how did you meet whomever it is? And they go, let me think. Oh my gosh, I met him on Doc and Queenie. So that's the whole purpose of us as far as being together in this community, because we can pull people together from all walks of life, all different parts of the country, certainly the world. And this is the opportunity for engagement, because each of us know each of you through different platforms in different ways. So Fun, Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women is a commonality for many of us. Christian Women Entrepreneur Network is huge. Happy Neighborhood Project, Coffee Club. It just depends on where we know each other from. So don't hesitate to be part of any of the groups that we talk about, because most of the groups I'm in, everyone's invited anyway, and theworldwidechamber.com is a blast. So please think about that. I'm hosting an live event in Ogden, Utah next month. I anticipate that's Emmylou, and that's pretty fun completely. So let's keep that going for sure. That really is fun. Definitely put your event, if it's public, Emmylou, put your event in the chat, because we'd love to share.
So Queenie, I have to just bring this up. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it, but for the ones that haven't, how we met. But I want to throw in the funny part. The funny part was, we met at a networking. It was called No Excuses. And you were teaching in No Excuses, and I came in with somebody else. And I had asked you later on, like, what did you think when you saw me? And your thought was, now, what do we have here? And then you asked me what I thought when I saw you. I'm like, is she always that happy?
Yeah, a lot of people say that. What is the deal with this constant smiling thing? And for me, I know the joy of the Lord is kind of a cliche thing, but I really mean it. I think when you start your day in prayer or praise and worship or whatever is your DNA, it just kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. And it really does make things easier, more palatable, that whole drill. And that really is my thing. No Excuses Networking was a blast for as many years as we were able to stay open. And I think about all the connections that were made through that platform as well. And we kept that together for a while during the COVID stuff, lockdown, doodah, during Zoom. And then so many other groups opened up, which was so cool to see. And then the rest is history as far as all this networking.
Yep. Now we can't get you out of your house.
Yeah. Right? Oh, no, actually, I still get to do some in-person stuff, which is fun. But a lot of times that's one-on-one or just a luncheon with 2 or 3 friends. So, yeah, that's a biggie.
So, but yeah, a lot has changed. Yes, gratitude is huge.
Yeah, and think about that too, since you mentioned that, Dr. Laura. Back in the day when you and I met, your appointments were constantly, literally all over the city. Kansas City is quite large for those of you who don't live here, metropolitan-wise. And then I was networking. My radius was usually 50 or 100 miles for real. And so I would be 3 hours getting somewhere, do my gig and come back. And that's a whole day, one gig. And needless to say, that's way different now. I've even gotten to do a posting party in India twice, actually. And so that's super fun. Think of, even though gas prices are going down. So that's pretty awesome. But even so, if you go back to all of that again and do the math, what gas cost 3 years ago to now, oh my gosh, what luncheons cost. Have you seen on Chambers of Commerce, some of our luncheon prices have gone up from even what they were before? And it's so amazing to me. I think about this stuff and I just go, huh. And so that really has been a huge difference too, from what I can see.
And I have to confess, my style of networking, Queenie, compared to your style, let's just put it this way.
Okay.
I should own stock in Starbucks.
Yeah. Yes. You do tend to go one place and definitely stay there, and all your friends come to you. So that's
I always feel guilty. I always felt guilty if I was at Starbucks that I would have to buy something because I'm taking up space. So I would have 3 appointments in a row, and I would get 3 coffees, and then my husband would wonder why I was bouncing off the ceiling.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that's always a funny thing too, because you do support, you patronize the places where you go attend and have luncheons and things like that. But it really is a funny thing how everything has shifted. But once again, for me, the network has exploded. And I got to be with two folks from the UK today, one lady from Norway. Quite frankly, that would not have happened if we were local in person, even if they handed me their card and said, here, contact Emily. She's amazing. And she's in Norway. The whole thing is not the same as it would be when you're Zooming. So I think this is a blast.
But Karen misses us. So, maybe we'll do a reunion sometime.
There we
we'll
go.
Have to schedule it. I think your schedule is what, next year? Is it June or July?
No, the good news is Delinda Lane with the Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women is doing a Wow the World conference. And that's going to be February 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think, in Las Vegas. So that'll be a blast. And Delinda will probably, I'm just speaking for her, but I would anticipate, since we got to be together May 17th in person, I'm feeling that Delinda might want to do maybe a quarterly, May, June, July, August. Yep, maybe September would be a good time for her to come back out to Kansas City, Delinda, so that we can have another in-person luncheon, because that was a blast.
Are we going to go to Vegas?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Are you driving?
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Okay. I think that sounds like a good thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe we'll speak there too. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to think of a topic, but yeah.
So what else? Oh, hey, we have to do our National Day Out before I forget. It's really lame.
Oh my gosh, what is our National Day of?
All right. Oh, well, no SpongeBob Day. I didn't see that when I looked at that last night. I agree with that one.
Okay. I'll have to remember that. Let me write that down. Go ahead.
And I said national, and of course I just jumped to it's World Greatness Day.
Okay.
It's National Relaxation Day. I already broke that.
I vote for that. Yeah.
National Lemon Meringue Pie Day.
I could maybe do that. Okay.
Are you a lemon meringue pie person?
If the lemon ookie stuff doesn't get too sweet, yeah.
Well, if it's sweet, they'd made it wrong. I think it has to be super tart.
Right. And if it is that, because sometimes they gel it up with some stuff and it's like, ugh. So it just depends. If the whipped cream stuff is actually the cream part, not the sugar cream stuff, or if it's actually meringue that's done correctly, as in burnt, then yes, I'm super happy.
Like burnt or browned?
Okay, browned. And then it has to be my grandmother's crust that has about 7 different flake layers to it. She was amazing.
Yeah. I can't. I was there and you lost me at the crust.
I know.
I have difficulty with crust, so.
Yeah. I don't have difficulty, but it has to be flaky and not gushy. Ugh. So I might be a little picky. I don't know what you think, Dr.
I don't know. I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
It is National Leathercraft Day.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I've never tried it. That's one of those kind of like welding. I really don't have a desire.
And I can appreciate, I think I had high school or college, I can't remember, but I had a braided leather keychain holder thing from back then, and it was very cool. But it literally looked like someone took all these leather gorgeous things and braided them together, and they were multicolored. And it was one of my favorite keychains in the world. It finally just shredded because I never gave it up. But I do appreciate the artisan piece of what those folks are able to do.
Yes. And it's Liechtenstein's National Day, which I had to mention that because we actually have some Liechtenstein in our background.
If you can spell it and say it at the same time, you're pretty awesome.
I've got Liechtenstein. We'll stop there. And it's India Independence Day. I don't know if they celebrated it when you were in India.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Cool.
This is their 4th of July times a million. Yes, they are very thrilled to be independent. Yes.
Let's see. Do we want to chant at the Moon Day? Not really.
Not my deal, but you go for it.
I chant at, I talk to myself. Oh, it's National Back to School Prep Day. But I think, here in Kansas City, they're already back in school.
Some of our schools are already rolling. Some of the Missouri schools haven't yet. Yeah.
Some of the Kansas City districts are starting in the next day or two, I guess.
Yeah. And it's always a funny meme to me that the kids go in crying and the parents are like, yes.
Yay!
And sometimes it depends on what the year is that the parents are crying and the kids are like, get me out of here. So yeah, it's just everybody's got a different DNA when it comes to back to school.
Well, I used to make it to about week 2 of summer vacation and then want them to go back. So
yeah, week 2, that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah. I, of course, was that mom that each kid got a workbook or 2 or 3, depending upon how adventurous they were. And then we went to the pool often outside all the time because I love that. But they had to complete their books. So you have math over here, and sometimes you have English or spelling or something like that. So they had to complete their workbooks. And once they completed their workbooks, we could go to the pool. So I'm that mom.
I'm glad I wasn't your child. No
offense. Oh
offense.
my gosh, you see why they both moved out, and I definitely understand
at
that.
age 10, right?
Yeah, we got to get out of here. But yeah, it was super fun. But I absolutely love that.
We just hung out and would go to the pool. We would get there. Actually, we would leave. The pool opened at 1, and we would leave at 12:20, or I'm sorry, 12:40, to get in line, to get to the front of the line so we could get the best chairs, which were under the umbrella in the corner.
That sounds like you, Dr. Laura. There is a question on the slate that you might be able to answer.
We're going to have to create one, Lisa, if I can't find Chant to Your Chickens Day.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just chant to the chickens, because I'd rather chant to a chicken than a moon. So
oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to be, we always talk about who we know and everybody's skills and gifts and everything. I'm going to be, next spring, or probably January, February, talking to Miss Lisa about her chickens, because we've decided we're going to do chickens next year. So yes. So I'm actually kind of excited, but first we need to build a greenhouse. First I need to get the dirt done. Let's start with that. Yeah.
You know what, Dr. Laura?
Yes.
I don't know, sister.
Speechless. I think I finally made her speechless. You're not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole, are you?
I'm blown away. I appreciate it so much, like I can't say, because I love eggs. Actually, eggs are my thing. I do all different kinds of things with eggs because I really do love them, and I do olive oil and literally a pod of garlic for 2 eggs for real.
Oh, you like garlic? I didn't know that.
I do. I you might want to write that down. And then at least like a softball onion, cut it in half, and that is literally for 2 eggs. And I'm not kidding.
What kind of onion? Red, white, or yellow? It
doesn't matter. Mostly yellow and sometimes red, but it doesn't matter. And that is, so basically I have eggs, I have onions and garlic with egg in it. And so that's kind of my thing, but I love eggs. So the fact that you're doing chickens is lovely. I can't imagine me doing chickens, but I love learning vicariously through you.
You can come visit.
Yeah. I am instantly thinking that they peck on people or something, but are they vicious little critters?
I don't think they're
actually, it's called sautéing, and I have been able to do sautéing. So thank you. And that has to be Karen, but it really is the deal. I know what a skillet is. I actually know where it is most of the time. And, but I seriously love eggs. I've never done deep fried eggs, Lisa. I'm not a fry person, kind of.
I'm not sure exactly what that means.
Yeah. I can't even imagine a deep fried egg, but I'm sure there's ways to do that, especially now that people have those air fryer things. But I definitely love olive oil, garlic pod.
You like the one with the high polyphenols in it.
Absolutely. Love that so much. Polyphenols are a big thing for me. And then the onion sauteed, wait till it's all caramely looking, and then put the 2 eggs in. Oh my gosh, you guys. And like I say, I basically have garlic and onion with an egg in it. So, but it's really serious. Fried. I'm going to have to check that out. I don't even know what that means or what it looks like. I'm sure Pinterest has it, and I will check it out on Pinterest because
we could drag her up here. We could drag her online. She could tell us how to do it right now.
Okay, let's make sure I can do that.
Willing?
Sure. If she would be willing. Lisa, if you can come on, that would be terrific. See if I can find her.
She's our chicken authority, our chicken aficionado.
Aficionado, yeah. Okay, I
Don't
just
ask me to spell that.
I
It's
sent
too
you an invite on Messenger, Lisa. If you're able to pop on, it'd be lovely. It'd be lovely to have you here.
nothing like surprise.
Yeah, and she's probably out with her chickens now, so we got to be careful of that. But you never know.
Well,
But
my daughter the other day, Queenie asked me, so you're going to get chickens, Mom? And I said, yes. And she goes, how many? And I said, 4. And she said, are you going to name them? And I said, yes. And she said, what are their names going to be? And I said, Muffy, Fluffy,
Buffy
Scruffy.
and Tuffy.
Yeah. Muffy, Fluffy, Scruffy. And I'm trying to remember Fluffy, Muffy, Buffy. I can't, they were all, and she's just like shaking her head like, mother.
Yeah, seriously. And you just never know, like I say, what's going to be on the person's agenda, if you will. But the fact that you're doing that, I think, is amazing.
Well, I'm going to try to handle them as much as possible, and they will be living in the garage for a while until they get big enough, because we don't want Cujo to have a snack. So that'll be the hardest part of, training her to leave
I
them.
love that you call your spa pampered, groomed, pedicured, gorgeous Bella, the queen of your castle, Cujo. You just cracked me up. Because that dog, like I say, when I come back, I want to come back as your dog, because I've never seen pampering on a pooch like you do with that dog. It's cool. It's nice to see, but holy moly. And so honestly, that is a phenomenal thing to me.
What do you mean by pampering, Queenie?
Yeah, literally. She gets to eat like anybody would give a body part for. And her diet's incredible. Her obviously Kangen water's amazing, and all those other things. Guess who we've got with us today?
I hope it's Lisa.
It is Lisa. Hello, my friend. How are you? We are trying to figure out what is a deep fried egg.
Yes.
So deep fried egg is where they hard boil it or soft boil it, and then you put crumbs and goodies around it and deep fry it.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. So you eat it basically like a frittata or a fritter or something?
Probably. I haven't, like I said, I just discovered it, and I got a deep fryer, and I was like looking up all the different things because not to deep fry in some of the garbage oils, but in tallow and some other things like that. And so I was looking at what can you fry? There's a lot of things you can fry, things I probably won't eat, but but definitely yes. I want to try the deep fried egg.
You're gonna have to post pictures, and maybe we can get you back on, and you can go, hey, this is what you do.
Especially post your recipe, because that, like I say, I've never even heard of deep frying an egg, and especially with people having all these air fryer things now, maybe that would be a recipe, and hashtagging and all that stuff. I find that fascinating.
I mean, you definitely want to take the shell off.
Yeah.
But
I know that was directed at me. I admit, I'll take that one. I deserve it. Yeah, take the shell off. Yeah.
But the thing is I was thinking like a really soft boiled and then deep fry it would be kind of really interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. Yeah. I always appreciate the attention to detail. I've got a girlfriend in one of my girls' night out groups, and she was talking about taco soup, and we went to her house one night for the event, and I said, this is absolutely delicious, and I usually don't do stuff like I need to know what's in it kind of thing. And so she sent me the recipe. She sent all the girls the recipe, and then on my copy she did a parentheses, Kathy, fry it first, and so brown it first. So it had ground beef and some slop in it, and all of a sudden for the ground beef, then she puts a side note, Kathy, brown the ground beef first. And I was like, wow. So I know when there's specific directions, they're aimed at me, and that's okay, because I need to learn, and it's all right. It's not my gift as it is for you two.
I actually, Lisa, was looking at a recipe that I don't know if it's Taiwan or Japanese, where they soak eggs, hard-boiled eggs, in soy sauce, garlic. I'm trying to think. Maybe you can answer this question. Is that to preserve them? Does it preserve them, or is it just to put in there?
Was it shell? I've seen both, but if it's shell on, no, it's not. I mean, they aren't. I don't know why they're doing it. If it's just a hard-boiled egg that they've shelled, it's for flavor. So.
Yeah. Well, my daughter eats a lot of, I guess you call it faux. You don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, faux. That's how you pronounce it.
And they have the egg. It's brown, and you're like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah, and there's slightly fermented processes. So depending on how authentic you're getting and what region you're getting into, you can get into that.
Yeah, it was a fermentation piece. I was just looking for things to, I don't have anything else to do.
And it might even be pickling. Part of pickling, you could create a brine that way. So.
I have good news, girls. Karen Higgins has actually posted from Pinterest a deep fried egg situation where we actually get to see a picture of these little puppies. And it doesn't look as questionable as I thought. So there might be hope for me, actually. I'll see what the procedure feels like. And if it sticks to the saute ease part.
We'll have to do a Doc and Queenie show on deep frying
an egg.
Yeah. I mean, we did that. We did what was that? 2 years ago, we did the
pico de gallo. Yeah, pico de gallo.
And the funny thing was, Lisa, we did that on online. Did a blah blah blah, and then after we turned off the camera, we ate the whole thing.
Yeah. So you threw it all in trouble, and then it's gone in 10 seconds, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah.
No. When my grandkids were here, we made the homemade tortilla chips with the fermented corn flour.
Oh, I bet you that was good.
Yeah, and that's all that's in it. If you're worried about ingredients, it's corn flour and water basically. And then we made a pico de gallo and some salsa, and we ate the whole thing. We're like, could we make more? And I'm like, Grandma's tired.
Grandma's tired and now she's full, so it's nap time for Grandma. You guys go away. Yeah, that's incredible. So I couldn't imagine going to that much trouble and literally having it gone in that amount of time. And I was like, sister, I don't know if this is a good fit for me.
Well, we had fun.
It's telling you the amount of work that goes into it. Yeah, there's a little bit more work but the taste, and I told Paul, I said, you may die eating Hispanic food for the rest of your life, because this authentic, making it from scratch and everything.
That is so cool. That really is absolutely so cool.
Well, anyway, I should probably turn this back over to you guys so that you can entertain your crowd, but.
Oh, well, it's wonderful that you came on with us today, honestly.
Thank you.
We appreciate that times a million. And thank you for even bringing up the deep fried egg. And Karen, thank you for posting it, because I really mean it. It's something brand new I'd never heard of.
Okay. Well, I'll duck out so that you guys can finish.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for popping on. Well, now we know what a deep fried egg is, Doc. And I never knew about the homemade corn tortillas. Karen's probably done that before, because she's so good with Mexican food, but or any kind of food, by the way. I've had her cooking, holy moly. But it's back to that same drill. You never know what people do out there, like often, and some of us have never heard of it. So I love the sharing part.
Oh, I do too. And, like Lisa was talking about, from scratch and making these things, it's a lot of work, but, I mean, it's tasty.
Oh, the flavor. I mean, you can't duplicate the flavor. Oh my gosh.
And I always talk about the garlic. We're in garlic season right now. I'm drying garlic and grinding it up and all of that. And people are like, hey, give me some garlic. And I'm like, well, I'll pay you. How much does, $50 an hour? It takes me 6 to 8 hours to make, garlic powder. I'm not sure if you can afford it.
And that's what I was going to say. I saw that you had your big armful of all your garlic bulbs. That's what you're working on right now?
Yes. Yep. We had 240 plants this year.
Oh my God.
Which I think is about right, because last year we had 170, and actually we ran out of garlic at the end of April, and I pulled the garlic mid-June. So, but we use our garlic for everything. We saute it, we grind it up into powder. We cook with it all the time. Like you with your onions. Well, and don't you throw garlic in your eggs too?
That's what I make them with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You said bulba garlic. We put garlic in everything. I mean, it's in the onions and garlic are so good for you, as I'm throwing in my naturopathy, but They're high in sulfur, which helps. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial. Boosts your immune system. High in A, C, D. Vitamins and minerals. Blah blah blah. But yeah, those two are just super super good for you. And then you're adding your polyphenols with the good fat of the extra virgin olive oil, because the brain needs fat. Immune system needs fat. Your body needs fat.
Yeah, I definitely can't dehydrate my brain. I have no place to go if I dehydrate this brain. That is not a good fit for me at all. And by the way, please never hesitate to offer your naturopathy, because I like onions and garlic just because I do. And quite frankly, it's easy. But the bigger issue is, as soon as you said, OMG, no wonder you're so healthy, I started thinking about that. It really is my DNA. Onions and garlic in absolutely everything. And onions and tuna, sauteed chicken strips, what is that called? Chicken tenderloins, carrots, green beans, all that stuff, massive amounts of onion and garlic in that. That's kind of like just the stuff that I eat, but all of it is sauteable and or simmer it or whatever you do. And it's just in a skillet on a stove. Even I can do that. It's the chef type cooking that is not a good fit for me.
Well, in the saute, you're not losing all of your nutrients if you overbake it or you boil it, or those kinds of things. You still have the nutrients in there. And then what you're choosing, like you're saying, the garlic, the onions, the oils, all of those are super healthy. The eggs are healthy. And then we shout out to King and water, but I mean,
my gosh, I'm grateful for that every day. I did a gig the other day, and my 15th year is coming up. I can't believe it. September 29th. And I'm just like, OMG. Doc, let's get back to the chickens for 1 second. You mentioned You're going to have 4, and yes. I know that you're a family of 5. So yes. How are 4 chickens going to make enough eggs for your family?
I think so.
How do you gauge that?
Well, we'll see, hopefully. I've got a few breeds picked out. One is and Lisa would know this, an Australorp, which they're black with a red comb. They produce or lay eggs every day. So if everybody decides to lay eggs, we get 4 eggs a day, so that's a dozen every day.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
So I'll be dropping eggs off at your house the other day.
Oh gosh. But honestly,
make lots of friends.
Yeah. I was wondering how you do the calculation for something like that, because 4 eggs, 5 people in the family, 1 per day. I mean, I was wondering how you do that.
Yeah, we eat eggs. We don't eat it. We go in spurts. I either get my eggs from, we have a natural grocers out this way, or I've started here and there. There's a farmer that I know that has a chicken that lay eggs, and I probably get 3 dozen eggs every other week, and we'll go through at least 2 dozen. And and it's not necessarily meals. Sometimes with once in a while the kids will do cookies or banana bread or whatever, so that uses up eggs. At church I've been once a month cooking, so of course, what does everybody do for breakfast at church? You do eggs. So
do you guys ever do breakfast for dinner?
Yeah, we do breakfast for dinner occasionally, but I don't see getting more than 4. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, I wasn't thinking more. Holy moly! I think 4 sounds.
Well, in our town, crazy. We have to get a license for each chicken. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh my gosh!
They'll let us have chickens, but it's $55 a bird.
Per year?
Per year.
Oh my gosh!
So
okay, I don't think it would fit for my lifestyle anyway. But aren't these the things that wake up squawking if it's light out, or is that rooster?
That's a rooster. That's one thing we will not have.
Okay, well, that's why I was wondering. So if you don't have to worry with the squawking in the morning, then maybe that's okay. But holy moly!
Yeah, after we get the greenhouse, then I have to plan out where the chicken coop and where their run is going to be and all of that stuff. But I was getting back to Bella, or Cujo. She is she's part lab, part golden retriever, so she's a bird dog. And if you lived closer to me in the springtime, you would hear curdling yells from me, because she likes to, when the baby birds, and I keep telling the robins, stay out of the yard. we have our yard is we're on about a little over a quarter of an acre. We've got trees around the edges. So of course the birds are nesting in the trees, and I swear it's the same birds every year when the babies are learning to fly. Cujo, she won't eat them. She'll pick them up in her mouth. She won't eat them, and sometimes they survive and sometimes they won't. So I a lot of times if I see the birds even just in the yard and mom is not going to dive bomb me, I will help the bird on the other side of the fence in somebody else's yard, because I scream at her 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that would not be a good fit for me. I don't like my animals bringing me presents. Well,
and then we have the bunny family.
No.
Probably have at least 6 or 8 bunnies that live under the woodpile, and she can't catch them to save her life. They sit there and they laugh. I'm sure if you could hear them talk, they'd be like, "Oh, there she is. She's not even going to get close." So that's a daily game. She's always running, trying to catch the bunnies. So,
oh my gosh, that is not a good fit. I had an outdoor cat in my last house, and we lived on a super long street, so there were not any busy streets around us. And so she was outdoors, and she was definitely a huntress. And all of a sudden from the backyard, we had a gorgeous screened in patio. And all of a sudden from the backyard, I'm probably just on the back porch with the kids, and I hear this, and I look over and she's got a blue jay in her mouth with the from the bird. And I went, oh my, I just had a serious stroke. I had to be cool because the little kids, I mean, what were they, 6 and 3 or something awful? And I'm just like, oh no. And so I had to be cool about it. Put the birdie down, pumpkin. And so I'm just having a stroke because she caught a bird, a blue jay, for heaven's sakes. And I certainly didn't want any remnants of that. So I was like, she will hunt anything. I think blue jays are mean. Yes, so she must have gotten a good grip on that puppy. And I was just like, oh my gosh, please put that thing down. Whatever happened, I don't remember any trauma after that. But maybe she put it down. I don't know. But like I say, with the kids, I have to be, oh goodness, look what Sniff got.
You're freaking
yeah. So I don't know if you know, but I was not raised in the country.
I did not know that. So Queenie, can we do a quick wheel spin here before we go? Do we have time?
We sure can. Yes.
Okay. Because I thought, try and get into that habit.
Absolutely. If the user error doesn't happen.
Love technology.
I know. All right, here we go. Can you see?
There it goes. All right.
Oh, ta-da!
Instagram.
All right, my friend, that is all about you.
That's all about me. I'll give 1 or 2 little tips. Okay, Instagram. One tip that I do when I do my reels, before I start the reel, I will go on Instagram and look at other people's reels. In the bottom left-hand corner, there is an arrow that's pointing up right next to where the song is, where they have the name of the song.
Okay.
That says that song, that it's popular and that it's rising in popularity, that a lot of people are using it in their reels.
I never do that ever.
So I will click on that, and then it gives you the option of saving. If you hit save, it'll give you the option. It'll bring you to another page, and it'll show you all of the other reels that have used that song. At the bottom, it gives you the option to use that in your reel. So then you can click that button and then go to town with your reel. So
the bottom left of your screen, and of course I'm doing this now, so it makes sound sorry. The bottom left of your screen, that arrow up is where we find that info?
Yes, you might have to scroll through your reels of other people until you find somebody that, and of course, if you like the music, but the arrow that's pointing upwards is a song that is rising in popularity.
Now, I don't want to freak you out, but just because of our chatting today about your greenhouse and the fact that you've been doing sod lifting, I just now opened my Instagram for the first time today, and it is an entire reel on gentlemen lifting sod off of their yard or wherever they are. Literally, they've cut it. That's what, yeah. They've cut it so that the pieces are equal. And then, of course, they're going to take the sod to a location to plant it because now they've got a flat surface. Literally from our conversation, because It's not like I look for sod lifting, by the way.
Oh, I know you love sod lifting, Queenie.
Yeah. Well, that's a very cool tip. The arrow up tells us about how well the music is doing. That's cool.
So that's a popular, and I use that when I do my posts. Of course, we always talk about hashtags are important, but also the music piece is important because if it's popular, people are going to be attracted to that. And right now, let me look at my numbers because I'm always looking at my numbers.
Oh, I'm sure yours are so in the thousands. My goodness.
Right now, I'm still reaching 40.5 thousand accounts, and I am up 90% compared to last month.
Oh, my gosh.
I average about 2,900 people opening up my reel every day. So, and all I've done is just, I wish I could do gardening every day stuff, but I'm kind of running out of gardening because everything is being harvested and it's gone. But I just try to post a reel at all different times during the day. And that's what you get. I mean, I know, and I don't remember where it's at, but there's also an area where they can tell you where the best time to post. And usually it's between 4:30 and 6 o'clock at night. That's pretty popular time. Wow. I have not done that, and I'm still getting, reaching 40,000 accounts. So, but I think it's that, like we say, it's expanding the reach and it's keeping the machine moving.
Consistency is so important, and I wouldn't have thought 4:30 to 6:30 either. But does it depend on your location geographically or the topic that you're posting about?
It just depends on the number of people that are interacting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. And I'm so glad we got Instagram. Of course, we have hours to talk about that, but I'm so excited for you with your reach and how well you've done on Instagram, and your reels are so cool to watch. And then, of course, I know that you put everything on your YouTube channel, Kitchen Garden Expert. And so that is awesome to see as well.
Thank you, Queenie. All right. Well, guess what? We've got to go. We've gone over time because we've had fun today. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lisa, Karen, Emma Lou. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody?
I think that takes care of the ones who chatted with us. Yeah.
That chatted with us and that were with us today live. And thanks, Lisa, for coming on and telling us about deep fried. I don't even know if you say deep fried eggs.
Eggies, yeah, I know.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us, whether live or on the replay. You can reach out to us all over the place on social media, KathyWeaverKC.com or KathyWeaverKC on every platform known to man. And then myself, Queenie, and Doc, KitchenGardenExpert.com and Kitchen Garden Expert on all of the different social media platforms. So until next time, everybody have a wonderfully blessed week. Have a fantastic Monday. Happy Lemon Meringue, National Meringue Day. Have a piece for us, or you could just send it to us. Well, maybe not send it. Maybe
deliver it.
Yeah, deliver it and deliver it. And we will see you next week. Take care. Thank you,
Awesome.
Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Bye for now.
Bye.